You're on.
All right. It is now a little bit after 12 on the 25th day of February. It's almost over, man. Another year's almost on, and we're here. We're studying God's Word again. And Mount Calvary discipleship class where we're learning about Jesus, man. I keep on saying this. I was saying this several times today. The first thing I like to do is you get to know him. You get to know him, you'll love him. If you love him, you will trust him. If you trust him, you will find yourself obeying him. And none of that happens at our heart. You don't trust somebody you don't know. I mean, you gotta know somebody love him. You don't say I love on that. You gotta know. A lot of people try to do love at first sight. You say that if you want. Love is a choice. If you love them at first sight, sometimes it don't work out that way. Sometimes it does. You gotta understand what it's all about. That process of getting to know him and ultimately obeying him. If you don't obey Christ, you don't see. You better know him. You better love him, trust him, you don't follow. I won't obey anybody I don't trust. I mean, it's like my patience. I try to get them to take medicine. They don't take it. They don't trust me. They try to take it. Why? I'm not worse. Why? I'm taking that. Okay. Why did you come and see me? Anyway, another thing. It's about getting to know, right? So we're there. This is the 39th lesson in a series I call Jesus in His Own Words. And we're studying the harmony of the gospel, Matthew, Mark, John. Put them all together. And this is February 25. Again, lesson 30. Let's get to it. Father, thank you for giving us, bless us in the time that we spend to seek to get to know your service, your Son, and our Savior, our hero, better. But get to know Him, to know you, and your Son, get to understand a little bit more about the Spirit, part of your Spirit, person to put us all together. We're grateful for Him as well. We pray you help us in this time, learn something about ourselves, and in particular, about you. Learn about ourselves. Father, help us to this, and that this time will be redeemed, wasteful. We say these things in Jesus' name. Amen. And here's my introduction. Now we come to Matthew chapter 18. From that far. And I started to kind of tell when the series is over. Matthew 28. That means we're going to cover Matthew. We'll finish all the gospel. Where we're going from there is going to be a trip. Now we come to Matthew 19, the comes Mark and Luke. Jesus has just taken Peter, John to a mountain and showed them His true color. By allowing them a glimpse of the real Jesus, glowing like the sun. He was at Mount Transfiguration. Then Peter got a demonstration of Jesus' omnipotence and omniscience by producing new temple tax money in the mouth of the first fish Peter caught. How cool was that? Give him this taxes, baby. Man, right there. He had a plan. He had to have all that knowledge and all that power to make that happen. That's exactly what happened. So they saw things. They saw Jesus do incredible things. Peter, James, and John must have been gassed up about all their experience with Jesus. They saw things that the others did not. They must have had some pride in their position. Right? We saw things, right? Their attitudes actually, in this episode, their attitudes led to an argument amongst the fellows about who was the greatest of them all. Jesus when they were what was up, and seized the opportunity to teach them what true greatness is. In doing so, taught them a way to never grow. There's a way to never grow on this planet. And Jesus was the one that knows how to teach it. He taught them this. And I wonder if you're going to get it as well. We're going into this now. We're beginning Matthew chapter 18, verse 1, verse 5. And Jesus, his heading said, Jesus begins the simplicity of children. Okay, here we go. Verse 18 says this. It was at this time that the disciples Jesus question, who is really greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Now, we need this time. After the moral transfiguration, after the water spirits, and after there was tax problem. After done all these things, next they come together, and they ask this question: who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Who is greatest? And we're reading. Jesus wakes up, he calls the little child to the side and set him on his feet in the middle of them all. Believe me, said, unless you change your whole outlook and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. You got to change the way you look at life, at your life. You got to change your attitude. Attitude wrong. Never be great. Change your attitude. He says, unless you become like little children, you'll never enter this kingdom. Right? It is the man who be as humble as this little child, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Now, Jesus answers the question. Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? He says, the man that humbles himself, or the woman who humbles himself as this little child that he's holding in front of him does. That person is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. You get that? Now you wrong. You overgrown. He said that you're wrong. You can't get in here. Because the way you get here is as a child. That's messed up. The mindset of the guys that ask the question. Because everybody has grown. Okay, we keep reading. He says, let's see what else he got. He says, anyone who welcomes one child like this, anyone who welcomes one child like this, for my sake, welcome me. Because he wants to me, I am a child. And there's nobody growing into me, but I'm a child. Okay. Now, I'll put something. What is it about a child? What is it about a child? And sisters, you brought involved. I don't know about Mr. Singing. What is it about a child you need to keep? That's my question. What is it about a child you need to keep? Give you some hints. Children, trust. Now, let's be right because a child. Somebody get it right away. Right. They're going to strangers. They're going to fish with that dog. They are not aware there's danger. You are so aware you don't talk to nobody. Children don't talk to anybody. So there's a trust there that they're not doing harm. That's in children that we say, that shouldn't be like that. Get rid of it. Don't trust nobody. How many do right now? I said it. I don't trust nobody. But I asked them, trust them, verify. So you tell me something and say, okay. You said, this, okay, check. Basically that's true. Okay. I verify me something accurate that I can kind of go with it. Sometimes though, I don't have to do that. I don't trust, but verify with my wife. I don't know. Sometimes you do, but not all the time. Right? Because I have been with it long. That's a situation where I trust you as a decision that you could make. And the same kind of decision was made. We've been together on 40 years in marriage. So 40 years of marriage. I've come to trust without having to verify. Because relationship. Well, are you in a relationship with God? You have to verify everything before you trust. Right? He says, you want to enter this kingdom. You got to do it like a child. I don't trust. What's wrong with you? He says, trust. Children trust. Their minds are open. Child's minds are open. They already have everything. Like you. You got your mind made up, they want to hit. Right? You think you're right. Right. And like we said, we talk about things end up stopping where you can't do it. One is I know. 2 is yeah, but. And 3 is I disagree. If you have those mindsets in your mind when you're talking to someone or being less than, you're not going to learn nothing that day. Because you already think you know. You already say, or you say, I disagree. And you might be doing that before you what the truth is. So these thought processes cancel out teaching. With most children, they don't have those things in their mind. Because they're empty, they don't know. And not knowing is a good thing. When you're in a class to learn. It's not a good thing you're supposed to know. But when you're, see, you don't have to have the child and just to have that. It's like a racist child turns racist. Let them taught him. Right? I see a picture of a white kid and a black kid in the street who's running to each other, and they took a film of it. Look at this. This is what the white kid and the black kid was tugging on each other, and they just walked on the south in the city. They never seen each other. They saw another child. They ran towards each other and embraced. It took the adults to separate them and say, "Wait a minute, we'll do that." Right? That's what happens. That's the way. Everybody got this. Okay. So let's keep on doing. What is it? They trust. Their minds are open so that they can be taught. They can get taught, and they want to be taught. That's the difference. In the Calvary experience, a lot of folks that name our experience as their common thread don't want to be taught about me, nobody else. Because they have an assumption that they know already. So that's nothing to learn. Most people think they know Jesus well enough. They don't need to read the Bible. They know about God well enough. I don't need to read. I read it one time. I read a whole Bible back in the 30s. I don't have to read it anymore. I know about it. I know about God. He died. This is the next time he died. I know that. There's more to it. But once you have to know how to you don't need to know anything else. You know what? Then you cut off and you're no longer a child. You're grown. And grown folk. Yeah, now you can teach. And guess what? It'll be good. Teach. But it proved when I asked you about something, you didn't learn it. You still don't know. You just have something that you know that cuts off. Well, I know. Mary told me Jesus talking to Martha. Martha and my brother showed us. Oh, I know. That's the last day. See, Jesus says, Martha, you talking to what's talking about. I'm the resurrection. I'm the life. You're talking about something that's in this man. I'm talking about me. I'm the resurrection. You got it wrong. I know. Telling Jesus. Telling God. I know. Be careful. So they can be taught and they want to be. You want to be a child forever. Always want to be taught. You want to have a child. One thing about a child, about a person does not know everything. They have to know something. The brain is a clean slate. The database is not corrupt stuff on it. It's downloading stuff all the time. Some people get to the point in their life that this is learning. I know most school. I have told my statistics living. I'm a life learner. I'll never get out of school. Never. See, that's like that's trying to teach you. What that really is saying is that you're having trouble with your brain's ability to remember. How does a person keep their brain where they can learn? Keep learning. Because the brain grows neural connections makes you asking to learn something new. I'm going to say again. There are 3 trillion estimates. Trillion neural connections in your brain. That's more than any computer will ever have. But the way it grows, the connections can increase by you asking the brain something it hasn't done before. To learn something it hasn't learned. So while you say, I do the same thing every day. I know get up in the morning. They do the same breakfast every morning. On the same clothes, on the same TV program, the same breakfast. They eat the same way, the same juice, and then the next thing they go get coffee. They watch the program. They sit right here for a while. They go sit over here for a while. They go over there. They go get the coffee for a while. They get up, change their clothes on. They eat this same thing for dinner. Then they do the same thing every day. Every day is the same.
But every day is amazing.
But not to them. Because they do the same thing every day. But you're right, every day. But we're not new in the new day. How is it? I say same routine. But a lot of stuff is not living in life. When the stuff is not routine, outside of routine. The real living and dying and the real stuff put stuff in front of us and gets us going. It's really doing something we're not certain how to come out. The routine stuff we do every day, stuff we do every night in my house. Wake up, cut the lights off, and you put the house on night mode. You go around all the curtain, get the lights, put all the lights on, and you get everything just night mode now. It's not day mode. They want us open, and all the lights are right. When it's changed, night mode, that happens every night. Right? Those are things that we do. But that's not something that gives us huge for life. I said yes. They give us excitement about life. Those are the things like what we come in the morning. Stuff you never done stuff. That's stuff. Maybe risk, fall, fail, mess up. We cannot get it done. Stuff that puts us over the edge. I hope I do this well. Stuff that gets us down to study. That's what they have. Doing something, taking some risk. Children, no taking risk. That's why they know. That's why that's why someone's gonna reach up, pull it down. Right? And we try to keep all this so nothing ever happens to a bottom line though is some risk need to be learning to take. My son has to fall sometime. And that hit his head. Right? My wife will carry him around every day of his life and never let his feet touch the ground. Because she believes in safety. Keep him safe. It's good that he's safe, but is he living? Living means that he's got my head, break my ankle, bust my arm, and these things happen. And if they're boys, there's going to be some shrill emergency.
Got in there.
That's part of it. That's what. No. We're not saying it's trying to make stuff. But a boy is a boy. He's gonna get on something and jump off.
Yep.
He's gonna put a cane on and try to fly. I did the second story. I did jump off rainbow. I had a fancy ball. And I thought when I was 6 or 7, I jumped off. I sprayed my mom was mad. I got water. But I didn't regret it. I regret it because I did But I didn't regret jumping out. I was thinking when I was young, I was lie. Because for me, the thing that I had faith would work. Right? I want to be Superman. I'm jumping off the roof. And I jumped off. But I didn't. But that's what we do. Girls don't do that. Some do now. What I'm saying is, there is why you living just existing. If you're living, you're taking calculated plan, risk of trying something that's a skill. You don't have something coming you in your life that has been apprehensive about whether you're going to put it off. You're not quite living. I'm gonna mess with Lucy. I don't know. Y'all Lucy a quote the other day that gave us and keeps our seat to see. Don't you know Lucy scared? But don't you know she felt good? Because I did it. Right. And I said, something else. Yes. If you want to live, do something else. You gotta get a little apprehensive butterflies in your stomach, man, about something. You gotta fail. Succeed. And children are take some risk. When you get old, one thing getting means for a lot of old people. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna play it safe, everything. I'm not gonna take chances on nothing. I've seen the horror of life and how mayhem and how sick people on this world. I'm gonna play everything safe. I'm never gonna leave the house. I'm never gonna go here. I'm never gonna do that because I need to play it safe. Right? That's life. But I can't say it's living. Right? Living. So versus trust. Then the lines then they can be taught. They look at the world with wonder in their eyes. I mean, when was the last time you stopped at the sunset and said, wow? I don't look at sunset. Recently, there's some beautiful sunset. I bet you missed them. Because you're too busy on your phone. Something else, right? What I'm saying is, children look at the world with a certain wonder. Do you? Wow. I hear things, wow. Things that make me, God, wow, look and see that, experience that. The last time you saw something that made your mouth fall. And it was something that was beautiful. Have you missed beauty? Looking for beauty. Miss relevance, looking for relevance. Are you humble like a child? Are you humble? Because believe it or not, children by themselves at a place that I'm small. Everybody that you was a giant. Everybody was like that. Some of them what the heck you want people saying, but it was in a damn situation which small, and everybody around big, and they're all scary because all giants. I remember they walking through life like that, and ran, they would come out and get through. Hoping that one day there's all and all these giants, I become one of them. I mean, somewhere down the line, there's a humility that is precious. You're going to be in this kingdom, and he's telling what that humility is. It is trust that is simple, uncomplicated. It's God. God is my dad. I trust him. Because of my mom, because when you meet God, the person that is supposed to already had that. You are. I mean. I know it's bad. I said why? But still that way to see level of. I don't know what came still, but still it's always came. I never did about if there would be food. I never worry about everybody folks to where at night when we war in the summer. I never thought about where I never knew that certain time in the morning they would eat some things, and I never worry about if it would be apple and mom and dad made sure it was easy. I know I had a I spot food. I can got beans again. Because some days those beans are raised every night. Yeah, every night. I we have some chicken instead of this soft pork. Well, I ain't salty, right? So what I'm saying is That was a level of trust that we had because somehow mom came over, mom came from school, mom came taking these books and where this and came up with stuff. I don't know how they did it. That was a level of trust. That we didn't do. Somehow, mom said, okay, go in, daddy, get this work, I'll get it later. No, that's the way it was, right? Trusting, my mind's open. I want to learn. You want a child, always want to learn. If you want to stay young, always say, I want to learn something I don't know. I want to stand out, I want to learn something. Learning keeps you young. Why don't we like children? Children have excitement about things and they want to know stuff. They'll move doing stuff. Okay, I'll tell you this about this all go forward. How wonder guys about this. And that's all wow. She did it. And Barbara was West. I think she was in the hospital. And she was like, man, that was great. She did it. I mean, she said this is all she's excited about. But because right, we pass over these things because they're not going to viral to me. When I see somebody else, when I do something, typically see them do. That's extraordinary. But most people pass right by it like it would. I mean, because I was always child in my head. Keep going. Mark chapter 37. The same episode. A little bit more insight coming. A little bit more insight than we had before. And I'm reading. Jesus defines the new kind of greatness. The new kind of greatness. So they came to Capernaum. When they were indoors, he asked, how's this one? How's that one? Is that better? Okay, I'm gonna stick with that thing. So they came to Capernaum, and when they were indoors, he asked them, what do you guys discussing as long as we came on? They were silent. For on the way they argued about who should be the greatest among them. So they were ashamed to tell him that he was on. Why? And John saw stuff in the scene. They sat the meetings and Peter had attacked by Jesus from the bunch. Somebody else had it. He bragged. So they're arguing with Peter. Says, it's me. Did y'all be on there? Now I didn't. Jesus paid mine. You know how he did? We call fish. First fish or so should come along and taxing over me. I'm the dude. I'm close. It's obvious right now. So they argued about who's the greatest. Jesus sat down and all the 12 and said to them, get a man first. You want me first? You must be last. Get to the back of the line and be the service of everybody else. Now, it's not like it is on the earth. His kingdom is different. You want to be great? Work harder than anybody else in the task. Give more, sacrifice more, and then make sure nobody knows your name. Don't tell Pastor to honor me. And if you get my name, then I'm in the church. He thinks Pastor thinks everybody knows he wouldn't be. You don't want to be great. But should you be But I think when they do something. I love honoring people. I don't want to be saying nothing. And really examine the person that gets joy to say what they've done is the person I know don't want it. Did that go over your head? The person I know want the honor. They don't not look at it because of it. They would be upset that I've done it. Those are the person that I'm free. Because they are not doing it for me, off for the claim and known. They did it with no reason. And in that spirit, they only take those people are standing and shout about them. Because they have millions, so they can be honored by getting the big heads. They can be honored. It's not no honor them more than them. They know who they are. They know why they did what they did. Sis got what you got.
Yes, leadership training. You know, everyone wants to be the manager because everybody wants to tell everybody what to do. But exactly what the Bible said is a leader has to be willing to serve. If you cannot serve, you can't be on my management team. And when I say serve, I want you to serve without an attitude. So if you got immigrants, you can't be on my management team. But we got managers in place like that all the time.
Oh yeah. The truth is, there's two leadership styles. John Maxwell talks about basically when you're leading a group, who's gonna pay for the leadership? Either you are gonna pay as a leader. You're supporting you're doing the work, and you're taking out the hits, or you make people that you pay the leadership. This means you're a boss, y'all be back. You know, and if you make your people, that's those ways that people lead. One day pay. People pay. Get it done. Get it done. Right? That's one type of leadership. It's a failing style. Jesus' style is that where he pays, but Christ is that leadership. He says, I'm going to take it all. I'm going to walk the sheep and I'm going to take home some bad stuff. And it's me. When things go well, it's also me. Like people won't know that. They don't think it's you. When you succeed, people don't claim that you did what I mean. When me understanding, why you succeed? Because I'm undergirded. In other words, I'm going to pay for this reason you, not making you pay. And great companies are mimic this style of leadership. Because the other style, you know, there are some jobs they call them high turnover. Jump. You know why? Because the people come in, they make the employees pay for getting things done. They beat them to death. That's a place of work. They paid a whole lot of money to get $20. They got that work 2 weeks, it's gone. They can't stay. They have butts off. For that money that they get hurt. They can't do that. Once you get hurt, bad guy. And all of a sudden, someone gets no better. You got a better job. Sorry. You should have said, you got everybody the first, I'm sorry, you're kind. About working summer, so you get hurt. Sue. You don't care. And you can't got no money, you got no job, right? So there are companies that beat that employees to death like folk did with slaves. America was built on the backs of slaves. Matter of fact, Europe, and all the European nations, all that power built on the backs of slaves. That's it, yeah. It's just true. It's true. They got free labor on black folk in Africa. Shipped them all over. They built the cities. They built the churches. They built the infrastructure. And after they died, they decided to all and Saturday, Sunday, assisted with other African slaves. That's real stuff. So that kind of leadership built this nation, built this style, but it's the wrong kind of leadership destroyed it. Made it worse to get something done. It don't care nothing about the humanity of the people who work for it. And it was proven they didn't care nothing about humanity. Matter of fact, they comfort themselves with the notion that you're not. They were like a horse. We were and cotton America was king, and We were the ones that provided the rest of the world. And we built this nation on the backs of our ancestors. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. It was fun to me. I didn't it was always the way I see it. You always tell the flag, it's created. I had no access system at all. So actually, this is something that you talk about. It's a thing that when I see certain people on the corner, I'm looking at this person. Why is this person when they got access to the sacred created? And they said actually many times difficult for me. I'll be like, what you doing out here? And we see commercials like this, where you can take a guy off the street, put him in a suit, get some shades, sit in the office, and everybody give him that money, and think he's a Calvary. And all the guy about 30 minutes ago, but he came in up, it shows the fact that 2003 is still true, that if he's got a certain complexion, and listen to the we will sign our funds for him, let him have our money. But if you take this guy, put him in there with education, he's a black guy, he got some credit, we're not going to sign out. We're not going to let him manage our money, we're black guy, we're trash. Right? So that's still just innate racial going on. Where let me take some time. I have this big old sometimes I see a guy that I know this, that, is his system. Why is he not making it? I'm something about it. And sometimes it's me. Don't worry, I'm asking you to change something more. So these guys they're asking. He said, "What is this guy in Sodom on their way to argue about who should be arrested?" He sat down and put on sale. He said, the last circle of all. In the church, you are helping to lead the people. You gotta walk in them. Yeah. Well, the reason why you might see it, and because I'm a leader. Reason why you can be at home and go take a vacation. Why you take all the time? I'm here every week. But 3 years. I've been in this church like one Sunday. 2 Sundays. And then I go to work. And I can't serve myself. Right? It's all about service. Same is the person that leads the minister. Ministering is the servant. And servants, bosses get days off. Servants always do not. If I got something to do, I can't take the day off. Don't.
You know what? I was just thinking that you're saying that the people who serve are always working. You know, we live in a society to where if you're the work, you're doing the work, you're less and less.
Yeah.
You know, if you are the owner of the hotel, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're the cleaning lady, if you're the maintenance man, oh no, you're less than. That's not a job for me. What is besides being on the cross? What is the greatest thing Jesus did, or the most humbling thing that Jesus did?
I'm gonna say. You want to say it? Are you going to say what I think?
Tell me.
Okay. Apostle being on the cross. Apostle being on the cross. The most certain night that Jesus did was at the supper. Put on the robe and was down to his slaves and garments. And the guy and got on his hands and feet, got on his knees and washed their feet every day.
And what do we do as a society? I don't want to touch nobody's feet.
See, isn't that job? Only the lowest slaves in the house have a job. Everybody walking in these ways, these times their feet, they didn't have shoes. So they walking in mud, they might have saddles, most of them, they got muddy, nasty, that's what their cows and animals on the road. They have the lowest slave in the house. Jesus says, I'm going to show you what greatness is. I'm going to put what people think is great. But people think it's great as the boss. They can walk, they can talk around, say about the boss. We still do. We like that. I mean, who do you want to be in a restaurant? A person, the thing over there, walking in like this, like this, like or do you want to be the person doing the order? Sitting down and say, I want to get a daiquiri, I want to get it. See, we want to be, that's what we want to be. That's what we want to be. But no owner, in real terms, got to where they want to be unless they were serving first.
Right. But the people don't know that.
We don't seem to get there. Matter of fact, black folk want to be served.
You know,
Instead of serving. You don't want to take a job where you can come up in the ranks and learn by service. You want to come in automatically a boss. Affirmative action, make me a boss. No. Greatness is made through service.
it takes time.
Greatness is made through service. At least you got something else.
You know, I was just going to say, and I hate to even say this, but it's so true. We have a neighbor that Amanda is friends with. And I'm just not too fond of him, but it shows the mentality, especially of us. It's just not us, it's the whole world. But our people, like y'all know, I mean, I don't live in the hood, but y'all know where I live is hard. You know, it's better than living on the street, but it's hard. It's not a place that you just gonna kick back and just say, I think I'm gonna retire here. No, it's not that place. So mind you, he lives with his mother. This fool goes out and purchases a Mercedes. But see, that's our mentality. We want everybody, you don't know, just by him driving the car, you don't know where he lives. And again, we don't live in the worst place. But you think I'm gonna get a Mercedes before I get me a place to stay? And then the guy next door to him, he's in the back, he has a Mercedes too. Amanda said one day when they were sitting in, I can't wait to see what this on his face when he finds out I have this car. So do we get stuff for us? Do we get stuff? But you know what, for me personally, I'll be 50 on Thursday, I don't care what people do. I don't have time to try to look cute for everybody live. When it comes to those things, about me. Because you know what, I would give me a 1990 Trans Am, and I can get a new house. I'm taking the old. Matter of fact, you know, back on Betsy, I drive the old, they can have the rest of my house. And I got me a house. I'm good. Where I live. I don't want to live there anymore. So, but your mentality is $1,000 payment. And he lives in Bedrock.
Come on, man.
You can't go all say
He just took me to the pawn shop 3 weeks ago.
Oh, God.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying, we want people to see. Again, if I could get a house, I'm gonna take the old rusty car, laugh at my car, I got a place to rest mine. It don't have to be no big extravagant.
There you go.
But I want something that I own with my name on it, other than a stupid Mercedes,
Yep.
or a Cadillac, or Benz, or whatever.
Yep.
But we worry about this stuff.
Yep.
We asking, Mama, can I have some gas money? And your baby got on $200 shoes. But Walmart closed. Yeah. We got a twist. Okay.
Yeah, we completely do.
It's just, I mean, I'm just so over it.
We completely do. And it's actually because we are not listening, or God made this universe and knows how he wants to, he's got 2 governments running this place. The government, the way God set it up, and the kingdom that we're a part of, which has this mentality about how people serve, how people rise, and how people are considered great. And then the world's model about what people say are great. And we are born with the world's model of greatness. Right? We were born with, saturated in, I'm better than you because I'm your boss. Now understand the only reason why the company works is because of me. Matter of fact, the boss that I have, and this is a testimony of a million black person in this room and maybe across this planet, the boss that right now is the big boss, I trained him when he came to work here. When that fool walked up in there, he was dumb as a stump. And the people on the company assigned me to teach him how to do it. Next thing, then my frustration came when I found out that fool was making double what I was making. And then when I got through teaching him, they told me my job was no longer necessary. And that's a whole lot of black folks watching this thing and all over the place. We're not going to identify with that statement because it happens over and over again. Because this kingdom here, this kingdom here ain't fair. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's what happens out here in this thing. That's why God says, join my kingdom. Join my kingdom. If you're in my kingdom, it's different. The person that's the big shot is not the person you think. I'm the biggest shot for us. Jesus says this, he put it like this. He gives this example. He says, okay, you guys still don't get it. Come to the restaurant, right? Come to the restaurant. There's two people in the restaurant. One is sitting up with the menu, trying to decide what to order. The other person is the person coming up, and this Jesus said this wrong. He said the person coming up said, may I have your order, please? He says to the disciples, which one of the two is the greatest? They said, like it is on the planet, the one that's doing the ordering. Then Jesus says, Elisa, but me, I'm coming as one who serves. So maybe the way you look at stuff is backwards. Because I guarantee you, I'm great. I guarantee you, I'm the greatest person ever to walk this planet. And I'm coming, and when you're trying to figure out who I am in this example, I'm not the one sitting down with the menu. I'm the one providing for what the person wants. I'm the one serving. I am among you, he says, I am among you as a person who serves. I'm the one who serves. And then he tells you, he tells the disciples, he says, you want to be great? Do like me. Don't be the one sitting down doing the ordering. Be the one that's serving. And I will promise you that if all of you take this mentality, not a person in here will lack the service that they need. But because I serve everything I got, and you don't want to serve it all, or miss stuff. Yeah.
Just what you said about that statement that you gave earlier about training somebody and then they come.
Come on, man. Oh yeah, it happened to you.
Well, not only did it happen to me, but
I remember telling the story.
When you're in the military. Now here I am. I've been doing this job since I got in there. Here comes this little old lieutenant coming out of college. Gonna tell me how to do the job that I've been doing my whole career. And I know I got in trouble about this one time with my sergeant major. The lieutenant just was aiming on doing it his way. So I passed.
He went to school. He got the new thing. They put out a new book. You don't do it like that no more.
And I turned around, backed up, and let it happen. And don't you know, it failed like I knew it was.
Of course.
And I got called on copy by my sergeant major. I had to go up to the battalion, get in there. I said, oh. I knew I was finna get ate up. I walk in. He turned around and said, Frank, why did you let that idiot do that? That's the first thing I got told. Why did I let that idiot do that?
Really? Yes, be that question.
Yeah, I turned around and looked at him. I said, well, Sergeant Major said, he turned around and told me that being that he's a lieutenant, he put me in check. Well, I couldn't do
He
it.
put a ring on me, what am I supposed to do? And he said, right, get it done. The way I said do it.
Thank you.
Get it done.
And when I told him that, he said, boy, he said, you still don't let that idiot do it? Said, and he was that hard-headed. And he said, why didn't you go to your first sergeant? I said, I did. He said, well, at first I didn't do nothing. Why didn't you come up here and see me? I said, I didn't know I could come up here. He said, what's the chain of command for? He said, when you get a hard-headed like that, he said, if don't know what down in the country area want to do things, you come here and see me and I'll get it done. I said, well, okay, so I made it. And then I got chewed up real good. I mean, he ate my behind part up. He said, don't you ever, never let one of them devils tell you what to do.
Make him think you doing it his way, but fix this thing right. Now you got the whole thing messed up. Because you let it act. Because he blamed it. That's cold, man.
Yeah.
Ain't that cold? That's cold.
And if nothing had happened, he would have got the credit and not you.
Thank you.
Man, that's cold world to live in. I'm telling you, man. That's cold.
Hey, then the other one was, when I got out of service, I was working for ADT. When I got there, I turned around and they gave me a basic salary. So here I am, I got 2 rookies with me, out on the job. We working, putting stuff together. I'm telling them what to do. Then I come to find out, they getting paid double what I was getting paid.
Uh-oh.
I'm training them. You hear me?
Uh-oh.
I'm training them how to do the job.
Uh-oh.
But I'm getting less pay and they're getting more. So I go talk to the boss, come to find out, I can't get a raise because the union said I couldn't. Yeah, that's what I was told.
I don't understand.
No, I didn't either. I didn't either. But I tell you what, you see, I ain't working for them now.
Uh-huh.
Because I looked at it and I said, man, this ain't right. You mean to tell me you can't give me a raise? But here go these cats right here that is making $15 an hour. Here I am making 10.
See?
And you I can't get up where they are or above them, but I'm gonna train them. It don't work like that. After that, I got to the point, I turned around every time he would try to put me with him, I said, no, I said, mm-mm. I said, I ain't doing it.
See, I got
I'm not a trainer.
That's part of my job description.
See, this is why I'm glad I'm in it. I mean, this is why I'm glad, grateful that we are in God's kingdom and not, and actually we really are. We are born and steeped in and understand how this other kingdom works and the inequities that will always be there. I love it that in God's kingdom when people get this right, the person that does the real work is the person that is honored, and the person that's taking credit for the work is the person that don't get as much honor. He flips the script on everything. The last shall be first, the first shall be last, the up shall be down. If you want to go up, go down. If you want to go down, go up. You know, he says it's better to be asked up than to be asked down. You don't take the front seat, be asked to take the front seat. Don't take the place of honor, take the place in the back and let somebody call you up. Right? He tells you stuff like that because he said there's a principle. I'm on this planet, and I'm telling you, I'm not here to reign now. I'm here to serve now. Let me be clear about you. You're not on this planet right now to reign, although you are a royal priest. You're here to be trained and to serve so that when our hero comes back, now he's going to say, I want you to reign in Ethiopia, or I'm going to send you to Russia, or I'm going to send you to Panama, or I'm going to send you to Florida, or something, and I'm going to have you run something. And you got to be, before you can run it, you got to suffer some things and be trained in how to rule. All of us are king's kids. All of us have royalty, but all of us are ready to serve. All of us are not ready to serve. This place where you are living this life right now is the training ground to learn how to serve without the big head. None of us who are in God's kingdom will ever have a huge head about what anything we've accomplished. Because Jesus is the only person on the planet that had the biggest head in the universe, because he's the dude got everything. And he is the most humble of all of us. Proved by what he did for his disciples, proved by the principles he lives by, proved by that with the people that we think, like you look at the church, you think there are certain people who have big honors in heaven. You can name them: Joel Osteen, T.D. Jason, Joyce Myers, Billy Hinn, you can name them all these people that are going to be ground, Billy Graham, all these people we figure they're going to come up to the front of the line. Now to understand that God's already told us that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And those we think will get the biggest mansion in heaven, you're going to be surprised who gets the biggest mansion. It's not going to be like you think it will. If these persons are genuinely faithful, God's going to honor them. But a lot of us are having our heaven down here. A lot of us have a close, we get to heaven, we doing all this stuff down there. You got the big palatial mansion, you got this big, a bunch of guards and an entourage and an alarm system. You got 2 or 3 private jets and going everywhere. You drive a Bentley, you got all this stuff. You got an Lamborghini, you got all the deals. You got everything. You got money flowing out of place, man. You got people throwing money in, and you think you got it all. It may not be what we are seeing, but we get jealous of that stuff, not understanding that we are servants. Eventually, people who break out like that ain't serving nobody no more.
They're being served.
Now they flip the script and say, man, I'm serving now. I served back in the old days when I was building this ministry. Once I got this ministry built, now it's time for me to be served.
I'm at the top now.
See, I done fall my way to that top of the hill. Every time I was supposed to pour stuff into me now.
Just had this conversation with someone yesterday, and I was feeling some kind of way, and I was like, I feel so bad for people to come to my house because there's cracks in the wall, and the house is crooked, and I said, everybody around me seems to have something nice. And they said to me, but everybody's always at your house.
Yeah, why did I not get a big nice place over
I
there?
said, I have a big house, and I don't have anybody to share it with.
I say something, I say, hey, it's an echo, hey.
Exactly.
It's a tomb. It's a tomb. Nobody comes there. Nobody's comfortable there. Nobody even wants to be there. Go.
I'm saying that not as just a house, but as each one of us have that one thing in us that's like that. And I don't know how we get there. Knowing what God has done for us, why do we focus on what we don't have?
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
I am so
man.
blessed that I don't have to worry about it. Bills are paid always. Y'all know I ain't never got to worry about nothing to eat. The car running, the kids love me. I ain't got to work. And I'm sitting here pitying myself because I don't have because I don't have a nice house.
You know what? Me and you, we really are sisters, bro. I was doing that this week about my whole thing, about my whole ministry thing in the church and all that. I said, man, other people got all this saying, I don't got. How come I don't have, what am I doing wrong? Am I wasting all my time? Why people don't care? People don't care. I'm trying to do a thing with the men. Nobody comes to the men's line. Nobody comes. What am I doing? Am I wasting my time? What am I doing? Am I a failure? Why am I failing?
Wow.
When other people are doing, well, I have all the skill set, I have all this stuff. Why am I worthless? Am I worthless? I feel worthless. Hey, all I can see is what I didn't have. You know what? I'm going to tell you, Niecy, for sure. People that are servants, discouragement is the number one tactic used against me. To tell me that what you're doing ain't never going to matter. Folk don't appreciate it. If you stop doing it, they won't notice. Don't nobody care about what you do. You might as well go ahead and get you some rest and do something for yourself. Because folk don't care. Don't bother. And discouragement is hitting me all upside the head. Go ahead.
Yeah, what you're saying, I remember back when I started the pastor, I didn't have a building. I didn't have nothing. I was sitting there doing church in my house. I was sitting there going, Lord, now you told me to do this. Now, what's up? Why ain't this thing blowing up by now? And then the Lord said, just wait. And do you not know, within a month, I got a call. I've been going around the neighborhood and everywhere, passing out flyers. And do you not know, a guy called me from an apartment complex. Yeah, remember?
Of course I do.
Yeah, turn around. I got into that apartment complex because this guy saw my flyer. He turned around and looked at it and said, I could really use this over here with my people. Because he was like the coordinator for the whole apartment complex. And so
we need some light up in there. I'm calling this dude.
So he called me. And I talked to him. He said, how would you like to come over here to our building and set up your ministry over here with us? I said, well, hold on. I said, where are you? He told me where he was. I went on there to bring him apartment complex. Went in there. He said, just where you'll be at. He said, that's the office right there. He said, you have run of this whole area. And I looked with my mouth wide open. I said, he said, this whole area. He's the only thing I asked you to do, you allow my people to come in
Mhm.
And you teach them?
Mhm.
Okay. I said, okay, Lord. I said, now, what I'm complaining about now, I got some place where
He called you on it, didn't he?
Yeah, he
He
called
came
me.
up with it right. He said, okay, I'm gonna fix this right now.
And then,
I understand how you feel.
and then after I got that going, all of a sudden they started out real hot, and all of a sudden things got cold.
So, yeah.
Things settled down. All of a sudden, when I started teaching truth, you know, you got some of the folk up in there that
He getting personal now. He get all
they're
in
getting
my
holy,
business.
you know, they like
All
them
in my
holy
business
folks
now.
got up in there, and they didn't. I'm pointing to them in the word what the word says, and they said, but I said no, that's not what the word
Okay.
says.
Ain't no Bible
But turn around, what ended up happening? All of a sudden I look, I said, well, okay. Next thing you know, went down. All of a sudden now I look around, it was about my wife, myself, and maybe one or two of them every now and then.
Wow.
I said, okay, Lord. I said, now
What
what?
am I doing?
Yeah, I started asking that.
The word.
And then I started doing Wednesday night Bible study. Guess who showed up? Kids. I mean, all of a sudden I looked around, I had a room full of kids. From teenagers on down to little ones. I said, okay, Lord, what you want me to do with these
Very
kids?
strange, sir.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
I said,
I
okay,
wish I
Lord.
had that right.
I said, what's up with this? So they ended up finding out kids didn't have, a whole lot of them didn't have, wasn't eating no dinner, because they didn't have none. So I said, okay, we're gonna have to do something about getting them something to eat. And we try to put something in their head and their belly right.
Yeah, belly just.
Yeah, I said, we gotta put something in their belly too. And so all of a sudden, this time I ended up having a whole bunch of kids in there. And we started teaching them, because I would take the team, and a whole lot of them now are grown. And got kids there on there, married and all this stuff. And the Lord pointed out to me and said, see there, you did have a church. Look who you taught.
Mm-hmm.
Say, look who you poured into. Said the older ones didn't want it, but these are my little ones. Going back to what Jesus
Oh,
said.
boy, here we go. Okay.
Going back to what Jesus
That's a
said.
good segue, brother. You set me up?
Yeah, that's what Jesus said. You know, the greatest of these are the little ones.
So I'm gonna jump back in now. So you say that's perfect. Then he took a little child and stood him in front of them all and putting his arms around that child, he says to them, anyone who welcomes one of these little ones, one little child like this, for my sake is welcoming me, because that's the way I roll. The man who welcomes me is welcoming not only me, but the Father, the one who sent me. So really, it's children.
Yeah.
I'm a child. I know I am. I'm not a powerful son of God. But I come and present myself with a childlike humility. And I want everybody that's with me to walk that way. Okay, let's Luke chapter 9, verse 44, 46, 48. Jesus and greatness. Then an argument arose among them as to who should be the greatest. But Jesus, knowing what they were arguing about, took a little child and made him stand by his side. Then he said to them, anyone who accepts a little child in my name is really accepting me. A man who accepts me is really accepting the one who sent me. It is the humblest among you all who is really the greatest. In this room, somebody is the humblest of us all. That person is the greatest. Is it you?
I got one more thing.
Go.
Last Sunday I was late for church, and I said, in my mind, I said, there's folk that all about us being late for church, but you don't know what they're doing.
No.
Before they get to church.
No.
I'm in the car rushing.
True.
Because you know, you call cup time, I'm 30 minutes late. And I live, I told you, next to a group home that's for paroled men. And I had got to talk to one of them a few weeks back, and he had spent 40 years in prison. And he come out, won the lottery, won $1 million. Still have to stay in the halfway house. because he's on parole.
Wow.
But because he got that money, Pastor, he went involved in some drugs. When he get in my car, rushing, no makeup, he run to my car with tears in his eyes. I'm saying this for you. And he said, I need you to pray for me, sister, because I messed up. They got to me. And I'm listening to Pastor Morris on the phone as he's praying for Barbara Davis and somebody else last Sunday, and I put that phone to that man's ear. And I say, you put your name in there where he's calling out these other people's name. And my pastor's praying for you right now. So I'm saying that to let you know, don't think what you're doing is useless. Because you didn't know that you prayed for this man last Sunday morning.
No.
I'm trying to just show you,
Hey.
we gotta do better at being so hard on us.
You know, I mean, it's true, we do that, but that's because there are enemies that are after you, me, and everybody else that is seeking to serve. The servants in this day and time are the ones that are catching it at the worst. Because what the enemy wants is for us to just give up. He wants me to quit, my girl to go out, she's doing all this stuff. When I have not dreamed, she's doing all this stuff to make my dreams come true. She's done so much of that in her life. As a matter of fact, we are serving and sacrificing ourselves. We want something for Barbara. We want this very badly for her and for the people that we serve. And we said we'll do whatever we got to do. And servants, we are so tired. We're wore out. And the enemy says, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. It doesn't matter. You're not really helping anybody. You're not going to achieve it. It's not going to work. You're not going to bless anybody. It's not going to happen. And that's kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know what's going on in your house, but I know my house, nobody live in there because we kicked them out, but they still do hang around. They hang around the place because they know if I can get Lorna messed up, I can get Mark. If I can get Stephen messed up, I can get Lorna and Mark. I know if I can get Mark, I can get Lorna and Steve. You know, it's like, and this is war. And then, oh yeah, by the way, y'all get ready. It's the third Sunday, we'll start again. Third Sunday in March, time to start. Saturday in March, time to go to work. Go.
Yeah, with you saying that, you know, one thing about the enemy that we fight against, it's always going to be, well, I was getting ready to say, well, that's the main problem in ministry these days. You got more preachers, more pastors.
They're leaving, man.
They're walking away from the
Wow.
pulpit
They're leaving.
because of the fact that they're getting more out.
They're leaving.
And they figure that ain't no one, don't no one to care about this. Why am I busting my hump, trying to get the message across to them, and they're not receiving? To me, they're not receiving it. Why am I doing it? Then they turn around, walk in church on a Sunday, or come to church to have a good church meeting on a Saturday, tell the deacons and everybody else, I quit.
I'm gone, right? I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm going on this.
And you got more of this happening this day and time than any other time in history where you got ministers walking away from the pulpit.
It's true. It's true.
It is. I'm done.
It's true.
It ain't because of health reason or because they done got too old. They turn around and walk away because they done got tired. They done got tired of messing with folk who seem like they don't care.
Yeah.
And they just suck the life out of you.
That's it. Everything they can get from you.
Yep.
Then when you get in trouble,
Yeah.
nobody's around, right? It's that kind of inequity, man. The enemy's working, but this is warfare. And what Pastor Wright and me have talked about before is that while Jesus was walking this planet, that was the height of demonic activity on this planet.
Wow.
Read the Bible, and you hear, every time you look around, he's casting out the devil. He's dealing with a bunch of demons over here, dealing with the devil over here. The increase of the angelic conflict was while he was on the planet. And the next increase will be when he's closer to taking us from this planet. You know, so as we move closer, and we move further and further to the end of days, the amount of activity that the demonic and the evil spirits that are lying against us, they're going to be increasing because the 7 years is all about them being able to do a whole bunch of stuff they can never do because they were restrained. And the Holy Spirit lifts His restraint off this planet mainly because of us not obeying Him. This place gets worse and worse and worse, and he's coming after all of us. And really, the only thing the devils want to get are the people that are trying to do this thing. I mean, folk ain't doing nothing, the devil ain't bothering them.
Yeah.
They already on this team.
I mean, they're already on the team, because I mean, if he can't kill you, he want to cancel you. So if you're not doing anything in service, you're not worried about that. We're gonna leave you alone.
Yeah.
He said, they ain't no threat to me. But Lauren is a threat.
Yeah.
Lisa's a threat. Lucy was a threat last week, right? She stood there. She could have said, no, I'm not gonna do this. She would have said it. That would say, I made Lucy feel like she can't do nothing. You gotta do something else now. Because the enemy says, okay, you did that one thing, now die. No, my suggestion is you do something else. You say, well, what else can I do? Can I do this? Right? Because it shakes up people when you see people, I'm going to step up and do this. Yeah. The enemy says, don't do that. You do it, that's spiritual warfare. So the enemy is only messing with the folk that are actively thinking and engaging and saying, how can I serve God? How can I serve people? How can I honor God? How can I honor people? He's spending a lot of time messing with folk like this, trying to get me to quit. The truth is, if God tells me to leave, I'm leaving. But I'm not. See, I used to be asking him to tell me to leave. I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that. I used to be asking, let me leave Calvary. I don't do that. I don't do that. I used to do that when I got a bitter situation of how I've been treated. Yeah. But now I'm not self-pitying so much. So I'm like, okay, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do it. But I know what depression is now. I know what anxiety is now. I know what feeling worthless is now. And I didn't know that before. I finally come in my pilgrimage, but I've become human. Stuff affects me that I didn't think it ever would. I know what it's like now. I didn't know, but I do know now.
You know about that tear shed.
Yeah, I know about it now. I know about it now. So, let's read this last one. And let's see. Okay. Oh, I read it. The last thing. What's the take home? Here's my take home. Never too old to play. That was a movie. Remember Kick the Can from the Twilight Zone in 1983? I love the episode. There were 4 vignettes about how things work. And one of my favorites was Kick the Can. Scatman Crothers was on there doing it. And Scatman was a guy that his deal was he'd go from nursing home to nursing home. And he'd go in there and carry his can with him. And while he's in there, he says, man, I tell you what, you go and listen to everybody. There's one guy, all he talk about that the bones are old, your brain is old, your joints are old, you can't do nothing. You can't sit down somewhere. You're never going to be able to, you're old. You can't think, you can't, nobody asks these people to do that. You ask them because they can't do, you can't play anymore. Scatman says, never too old to play. He said, and then at the end of the thing, what happens was he comes in and says, well, I'm getting ready to do a game and start a game, kick the game. We're going to play tonight. Now, Mr. Conroy, who's the guy that always wants to spend the weekend with his children, and they never let him come, right? He says, man, and you're going to get these people all worked up. You know they can't play no more. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. We never stopped playing. He said, you know what happened? Y'all got old when you stopped playing. When you stop looking forward to something, another day of kick the can, another day of jumping off the banister and doing all this stuff. They was talking about how I like to play jacks. The other guy says marbles was a game. Well, I like playing marbles. Like the other lady says, like we get all those nursery rhymes. And ladies, right now, y'all still know those nursery rhymes. I mean, you still know how you did that, how you do that thing y'all do when y'all be saying all those things. I don't know what they call it, but and I watched 2 black girls with this thing. They was doing that thing like that, and they got a thing they did for like 10 minutes. I said, girl, where y'all learn that? I said, man, that's the way I learned that when I was a kid. And everybody, they passed down. And girls used to love doing it. They do all that stuff. And I said, man, you got old when you let all that go because I'm grown. There's a certain amount of that you're supposed to keep. So he said, we'll have this game. So in the middle of the night, sometime at night after everybody was got the watchers were gone, he says, okay, it's time to go. They all came outside, they all came since Mr. Conroy. He said, I ain't going, I'm going, you're going to get these people in trouble. I'm not going. So they went out there, they was playing while they was playing kick the can, all this running around and climbing and doing everything while they was playing, they all turned into kids. Except for Mr. Conroy. Now they were all playing, and then they came up to him and said, how come you don't come? He said, I learned a long time ago that I always want to be my genuine real age. But I determined that I want to be my real age with a fresh young mind. old, nice old body. So I don't have to do this yet. It's good for y'all. Y'all come on, play. Y'all do what y'all do. And they was playing everything like this, playing everything. And then eventually, what happened, those guys, some of them, they decided, you know what? Most of them decided, well, I want to be, I want to go and give my old man, I want to be, get my ring back, I want to be old again. But my mind is permanently changed. I know I can still be a kid, although my body is old. So they all went back to being kids again, except for one guy. One guy said, the guy he said, that guy there, the guy that was used to jumping out the bath and jumping out the window, and I always said he wanted to be Douglas Splash. Tally ho! That guy stayed young. And he said, I want to go through puberty again, and girls and stuff, man, and women again, man. He said, oh, I'm ready to go, man. And so he stayed young. And then he was playing around the place, and he left. You heard him playing outside in the middle of the night by himself, running through with his sword. Behold, the strength of my steel and his sword and everything. He decided to stay old, stay young. But all the rest of them, they went back to being old. And the whole thing changed around. So the nursing home now was not a bunch of people sitting there listening and looking like that. They were all excited, going gardening, they're going to the movies, they're doing stuff because they decided that the key to the fundamental to this thing is understanding I need to have the mind of a child. I'm old, but there's an aspect of a child that I need to keep. And they all successfully kept that. And what happened then, Conroy saw what happened. The old man, Popsicle Head was walking around. After he saw what happened, he got the can and was kicking it around the can, hoping that he could still turn the young. And Cascade that Carruthers toward the end of the scene turns to the camera and says, he'll get it.
Yeah.
And then he walks off, right? Why you sitting around moping, just listen to me. I'm sure that you'll agree. You know, he's walking on, he's going to the next nursing home. Well, the next nursing home, he does the same thing there. What's the point? Well, that's a Twilight Zone episode from back in the day. So all kicked the can, and they put in that movie to try to emphasize a very particular point. The guy in the original story said, you know, I wonder, could I keep myself from getting old by acting young? And I'll act young. And he kind of was exploring that hypothesis. They changed a little bit when the movie came out in '83 to try to say to you and me something that should be clear to us. When we were kids, that stuff we still remember. And when we got grown, we stopped playing.
You know that man that preached at the Rod Center, he said, when we were kids, he said, you throw rock at a kid, and 10 minutes later, you're coming back on the play.
Uh-huh.
It's like, what happened?
What happened?
What happened?
What happened to that?
Yeah.
What happened to that? Back in the day, you have a fight. That's my best buddy now.
We didn't look for apologies and all that. It was just, okay, that's over. Come on, let's go home.
Yeah, we put these walls up and say, no, I'm grown now. I got stuff I got to protect. My smile is gone. I got stuff to defend. Man, you know how dangerous it is? Yeah, it's dangerous, and all those things are true. But there's something about, and Jesus points it out, that there's a place where my girl always has to be a little girl.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but me and my house, we keep a place where we do say some things that you will never know about.
Yeah.
We keep, because we are just a little girl and a little boy trying to get this thing done.
Yeah.
When it comes down to us, it's me and my girl and our Savior in the midst of it saying,
Let's kick the can.
let's get the can. Let's get the can. Sometimes, now my wife will tell you sometimes that she thinks my childishness is inappropriate. And sometimes there's a difference between being childlike and being childish.
Yeah, yes.
Meaning that sometimes I have to put away childish things.
Yes.
There are some childish things I have to put away, but then you must learn that there are some childish things that you're supposed to keep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus teaches that. He said, you want to know true humility? Keep the aspect of children that is wonderful in my eyes. But Jesus says, when they come to me, you receive this little child as like receiving me, because that's how I roll. I roll like a child. And if you want to be like me, he says, you roll the same way. So every now and then, play some jacks.
Yeah.
Every now and then, do that girl thing that ladies do. They know how to do that stuff, man. Do you still know how to do that? And one thing it's like people like Niecy. Niecy keeps kids. There's an aspect of youth that keeps her going, because if she know the kids are coming, she gonna be, if she's sick, she gonna get up. Because her kids are coming, and I gotta take care of the kids, we gonna do this. And when she's playing with the kids, she feels better. Right? That's an aspect that's there. That's why a lot of people like hanging around young ones, because that they remind you of how you were. You can teach them how to play. Because when I was a guy, and I was a young kid, I played, I could play for hours. Once I had my army men, and I got my scene set of the war that I was gonna do, I'd be in there making all the noises. No, he got me, what am I gonna do? Sit down through in the prayer. Man, it would go on for hours. I still can do that. I got a chance to do it with Steve. When I have a grandchild, I guess I'll do it with the grandchild. What I'm saying is, I keep that stuff. Huh? Talk, girl. Man, I came recently I came home. From work. I'm coming dragging in because I've been beat down by the system, right? I get ready to walk in the door in the window. My wife and Steve in the family room dancing. I couldn't believe it. They were dancing, man. I said, wait a minute. They were dancing. So I then I found out that she's preparing for the cruise. She says, on this cruise, I will dance. Right? And that's that kind of thing. And then I'm tired, right? I was tired. But when I got there and saw that, man, I said, when they put the wobble on, I said, let me jump. We're going to do some dancing, man. We're going to dance. I was tired until I saw that. Because again, you have to have this place when you do some children-like stuff, man. I mean, you're not living. I mean, just like the song says in the Prince of Egypt. Although you will never learn all the steps, you must learn to join the dance. Wow. You're not going to know all the steps, but you got to get in there. You got to get in there. That's me.
Yeah. Talking about that, that was one thing that, if you notice, in Africa, a lot of times when you look at the tribes, when they celebrate, because they celebrate when the hunters that went out and have gotten got their kill, and they bring it back to the village. Mm-hmm. Oh, they throw a party right there. They be dancing and everyone will be doing a little dance. The men will come in with the animals, and they be dancing when they coming into the village.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they got their feet going.
Yeah, they doing something.
They be eating good tonight.
And I noticed that they got some little kids that come on, and they come on YouTube, that they're doing a lot of their traditional dances to new music. Mm-hmm. And to see them how they actually do the dance, and then you see them, the little babies, they'll turn around and get up, and you see them up there doing the dance.
A little bitty baby.
Yeah, a little bitty baby.
They're being taught early on, man.
And he just get up and he get up there and dance with the other kids.
They're not dropping it like it's hot. It's a traditional African dance.
Traditional dance. I mean, they getting up there.
You're not teaching them. Don't stop teaching them. Don't just teach the children how to twerk.
They were teaching them. A little while. When I looked and saw they turned the camera on the little baby. He was sitting there, and when the music started and the old one was down, he just stood up and got into it too. He was doing the same thing.
See that? See?
And I'm sitting there, a baby that already know how to do that dance. Mm-hmm. Could barely walk, but he got up and he was doing his little dance.
Come on, man.
A kid.
Come on. So I'm gonna challenge you. You probably haven't looked at Twilight Zone the movie. Twilight Zone the movie, 1983 version. Look at it. Pull up the episode, man. Pull it. Samuel rest home. Kick the can. All 40s are good. All 40s are great. They pull some of the best episodes out of it. Pull that stuff up, man, if you want to see it. It'll make it, since we're getting old, we all kind of, am I going to end up at a rest home? If I end up at a rest home, the rest home is going to be alive. If me and my girl go to rest home, we ain't going to rest home. No, that's not happening. I don't think so. But anyway, if you were to go, we'd probably go to do like Mr. Bloom did. Go up in there, man, and say, let's get some of these guys alive here. Let's get them to play a game. And anyway, what I'm saying is, pull up the episode, look at it. It's inspirational. It brings home the point that Jesus is making about there's an element, no matter how old you've gotten, that there has to be some childlike stuff that you retain, and that will keep you in a young mind. So I get my old nice body, but a fresh young mind. Thinking of, hey, let me go try this, let me do that. Let me play some marbles, let me play some jacks, let's put some of those things together and do that hand thing that girls do. I wish I could see some grown folk. Anybody there? I wish somebody in here knew how to do that. I wish some of y'all in here knew how to do that stuff. That to me, they didn't know how to do it. That would serve to me. So I'm like, somebody know how to do that? That'd be cool. Anyway, I'm stopping right here. I'm stopping right here because it's 1:30 now, so I'm stopping right here.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I was just gonna say, when I was talking about the boy having, the Mercedes, I don't think it's bad to have nice things.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, you have to do it in order.
Yeah, it has to be, yeah.
I can use myself as an example.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids. I had both of my kids out of wedlock. I will never tell someone, like now people don't believe in marriage or anything.
Yeah,
like that
exactly.
anymore.
That's true.
I'm never going to instruct somebody, oh no, girl, you can have your kids by yourself. No. I even tell my own kids, I said the reason why y'all are having so much difficulty, and I had difficulty, is we did not do it the correct way. There is, with the mother and the father, there's a job for the mother, there's a job for the father. Yes, I'm a woman, I can only teach my kids certain things.
Right.
But I can't teach my kids everything. Now, I do it, or I did it to the best of my ability.
Right.
But with the one parent being out of the home, it's really hard on the children as they get older.
Absolutely.
They need that. I can have a child by myself. I can go get to the sperm bank. But
Yeah.
It's yes, you can.
Yeah, that's what people do. Yeah.
And but we have to do things decent and in order.
As an order of
I didn't always do it right, but I'm not going to tell somebody, yes, it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly what I just said is exactly what I would tell them.
You can teach that school, man.
You know what, I do have a question for you. And I'm not talking about, I know your doctor's hat's gonna pop up, but I don't want that. I want, what does the Bible say about us giving our eggs away? You know, for money. You know, because you can,
Wow.
like now, I just saw a billboard,
Wow.
in like one session, they'll give you like $25,000.
For what? For what? For an embryo?
Like, right,
A
from our ovaries.
They want your egg.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so is that morally wrong?
Well, I think that's an excellent question. And I'm not gonna put my doctor's hat. I'm gonna put on my humanity hat. Or maybe, matter of fact, I'll put it to you this way. Because it's something that we went over before in conversations. There are things that we are doing on a global scale with technology that no one has ever asked that question. And my thinking is this: why are we doing this stuff? And then only later on to decide the ethics of it. To go over, is this a morally, or is this a right thing to do? I mean, what does this create about? Because I give the egg, somebody, that's my property, it's my egg. If I give this egg, somebody uses it, do I have rights toward the egg? Or do the money give up the rights to do the money means I give up rights for it? Huh?
Yeah, like us as women going to give our eggs.
Yeah.
For the money.
Yeah. Is that that morally right? Is that morally right? That's the question. That's actually a question we haven't thought about because we're already doing it. We have not thought about, is that a morally right thing for me to sell
We
my
as
eggs?
Christians, I think we should ask. I'm
It's a good question.
When
It's a
we've
good
done
question.
it, but I just, whenever I see those billboards, I just wonder.
Now, hey, I got a few more dozen eggs left. Am I over risk? If I get 25K for an egg,
You
good
probably
egg.
get about $1 million for them now.
Yeah, what can I, yeah, that's how much like winning the lottery. Is it okay to do? Thoughts?
Well,
Thoughts?
it depends on what I think you're gonna do with it, because there's couples.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell it.
No, I mean, there's couples who like mom and dad can't have, this woman and man can't have kids together, but they'll go to a sister. You know what I'm saying? They'll use the sisters.
Kind of almost like a service. kind
So
of thing.
I see in that's okay, but it depends on what you're gonna do with that egg that I sell you. So maybe it should be a question between the selling and the giving. I don't see anything wrong with using that to grow a family between adults who agree to it, but selling, I don't know what they're doing with that egg once I
Are
sell
they
it.
giving to people who's gonna have, to
Just
couples
the
like they're
same
talking
thing?
about?
I don't know.
But
I was just-
the situation that you gotta be careful on, from what I've been, watching lately. You true, they are turning around because of technology now. They're doing things like trying to create life. And see that's the problem that you run into. Because even some of the smaller people, what that guy that was in the wheelchair that was all crooked up.
Yeah.
He
See,
talked- Yeah, Hawkins warned, before he died, he warned the scientists, said y'all need to leave certain things alone.
Yeah, he didn't believe in God, I don't think.
No, he didn't.
Right there.
But he turned around and said, certain things like artificial life and all that stuff, that we need to leave that alone, because we're gonna create a problem to where when that artificial life turn around and become more aware of itself, they're gonna wonder, why I gotta do what you tell me to do?
Yeah.
But you know why that is? Is because creation and life comes from God. And when we are making all these formulas with the animals, and I don't know about animals, because I know they've done that, but with people, the soul comes from God.
That's my.
That cannot be replicated. So that's the reason why these people will be monsters, because they don't have nothing inside of them to tell them right from wrong. Why? Because he didn't give them no soul. Because the soul comes from him, which is inside of us. But those things made in the lab, you can't make no soul in no lab. You might can make this, you can make flesh.
One of these days.
But
That's the goal.
what is it without God? You're nothing without him.
It's
So
monstrous.
you're
It's
gonna
zombie.
be a real zombie, real life zombie. Maybe not eating people.
Well, I'm gonna make this person for you. I'm gonna duplicate you so I can give you organs in case you need liver transplantation. I'll have this thing over here for you, so hey, I can't sense your kidney go out. I got clone you. I got your organs. I will come like this, give you. It'll match.
Yeah,
You ain't got a problem.
because Hawkins, he pointed out about a movie that came out a while back. A movie came out where they turned around and had these people, and they had cloned identical person, just like the
Yeah,
person out in the world.
Yeah.
And they were using these people. They would turn around and tell them, say, you going to the alley. Because they kept telling them that outside world is contaminated. They dropped a bomb. And so the air is all messed up. You can't go outside.
Mm-hmm.
They told them that, and they said, there's only one place that you can go to, and that's the alley. And what they did with them, when they turned around and that person outside turned around and had, been drinking all his life and turned around and had liver damage, okay, they turn around and say, I need to get my clone and get a liver from him. So they turn around, tell them, so they go to the island. Actually, they turn around and put them in surgery and kill them and take their liver and take their different organs that they need. They'll turn and take it out of that person, and all of a sudden now that person's gone.
Yeah.
And see that.
It is the stuff that science fiction is
Right.
comes on.
But it's my thing is, if we do that with blood transfusion, I think it's what you do with it.
It's true.
That's the sin.
It's true.
So I guess what I'm saying is, I don't see nothing wrong with selling the egg. It's like giving a blood transfusion, or, like somebody got an amputation and they get an arm, or, you know, you get an arm from some, but it's what you do with it that
But
I
you really
think.
can't compare that, because the blood and the arm, we're talking about a life. And even though you may not raise that child, once the blood is filtered through the body, you get a blood transfusion, it doesn't change who you are. But whenever you take your eggs out for someone else to raise, that's still a part of you.
It's true.
So,
Do you
so
have,
the organs and the blood, that's just, it's a little bit different.
that person has your DNA, and if they combine that egg with the sperm, and a child is conceived and develops and is born, do you have any rights or responsibilities toward that child?
Not if you sold it.
You know, and if you decide later, I want to meet the child that my egg came from, I want to meet that child, do I have those questions and that legal ebb and flow has not even really been discussed when we're ready to use this technology. No, we're not. We're not ready to use the technology until those questions have been thoroughly explored. My problem is we scientists are in a lab, figured out stuff, oh man, I can do this, wow, let's do it, and then we're doing it, and then we're doing a paper on it, and then we're experimenting and trying to make it happen before we ever sat down and say, not if we should, we never did ask the question, okay, I can do this, but should I?
Yeah, the ethics.
Yeah,
Because ethics is should I do it?
yeah.
That's it.
That isn't morally a right thing. Well, when we talk about morality in this age, nobody is morality is relative out there depending on the person, the human being. Depends on what you think, and there is no absolute moral footing to stand on because we don't believe in God anymore. So there's going to be an endless argument because people are not on the same place when it comes to are there absolutes or are there not, right? In our world, in our kingdom that we're a part of, there are absolutes in God's what God says is so, and that's not something we do in God's kingdom. Why? Well, because the technology wasn't available back when God started all this. It wasn't. I mean, why is God allowing? I mean, what you think about what's really happening? God allows us to discover stuff as science. The reason why he doesn't mind that happening is because we're going to be awestruck with how God is able to do this. But what we are doing, we find that technology, and then I want to play him.
Yeah.
I'm taking God out of the equation.
I don't need him anymore. I've discovered how he works and what he does, and I'm going to take what I found and use this to make money or use this to get to. Matter of fact, I want to use your eggs to get the perfect. I'm going to make a perfect version of Elisa Robbins, better than you. Do away with you, but I'm gonna make a better version of you. So I'm gonna take all the stuff that's wrong in your DNA and correct it all and patch you with somebody, whoever you want me to patch you with. Whoever you want me to patch you with, I'm gonna do that, and then one of these days you're gonna come in there. It's gonna be a Lisa Robbins with no flaws, and nothing but genius will come out. I'm gonna make a better you. So I'm gonna play around with all this stuff to try to create something. And this is where the difficulty is, not ever really thinking, should I be messing with the essence of what life is? Is there some things I should just leave for God, or should I just really try to go and plumb the depths of it? If my mentality was right, some of that experimentation could be cool. It's like exploring the whole known universe. We never will get to it. It's billions and billions of years old and billions and billions of years long. We'll never get a chance to explore because our mentality has been jacked up by our fall. Only thing we can do with mentality now, what we've done with the universe and the atom, is figure out how to blow stuff up.
Right.
That's what we've done. We figured out how to kill better. We figured out how to make better crops and some types of resistance to some types of bugs and bacteria and stuff like that. But we're not. But most of what we're doing, is trying to find a way to avoid some things. And for our benefit, because if I figure out how to avoid this, then I can help. You don't have to get leukemia. I got a way to fix that. I can genetically fix that for you. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, because that's what they actually are doing.
We're saying I'm going to do good with this, but there's always a faction that's not going to do good with it and going to use it to kill somebody or to mess over people with it.
Yeah, like
or to control people with it.
Yeah, like overseas. In some countries, they are actually going to the point of like a woman get pregnant. They're actually going inside of the womb, checking that fetus out, and if they find any type of defect in that thing, they'll turn around and take it out and change it. they're doing it now.
Yeah.
They're actually doing it now. Ethically, is that correct?
Yeah, should you be messing with that? Should you be messing with that kid?
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm just gonna let there's 3 children in there. I'm gonna let the only one gonna be born is the one that's genetically pure. The other 2 are gonna born.
Yeah. That's what they're doing now.
So there's a lot of stuff we never even thought about. We're doing it, we're messing with it, but we have never really went over, should I be messing with this? Because at this point, we don't regard God or what he may think, or from a moral standpoint at all. But believers in God's kingdom have to look at this from a moral perspective. Okay, what's moral? Well, morality is not a commodity we have, it's God. It's his opinion. What does God give you when you say, I'm going to take $25,000 for my egg? What does God say to your spirit?
I believe.
But that's cool? You need the money? Give up that egg, man. Man, that egg is as old as you are. How old are you? Right? And, you know, my wife is 64 years old. The eggs in her body right now are 64 years old. You really want to mess with a 60, she says a powdered egg now. You want to mess with a 64-year-old egg? I'm telling you, you don't want to fry that egg. That egg, you don't even want to boil that egg. It might not come out, but 64 years old, it's an old egg.
She said it's powder, we just add a little water to it.
Get on.
So I'll stop by saying that people who are in God's kingdom, God provides the insight and mentality to find the truth. What's the real reason why these eggs, why you want to buy my eggs? What are we doing? What are we doing? What's really behind that? Are you really anxious to help people that cannot have children? Or is there really a hidden thing behind it? I need to look at this from a God's perspective. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask my Father, there's something new in this. You're cool with me doing it? Then should I be involved in this or should I not? I already care, brother. Now that I tell you, say, no, don't be involved in nonsense. Everything people are doing from a scientific standpoint now is not centered on me at all. It's centered on man. Mm-hmm. It's not centered on more closely walking with me. It's seeking to solve problems without me. The scientists believe that we can solve all these medical dilemmas without no God involved. Man, we don't need him. There is no God. It's science, and we can do this without him being involved. We don't need it. That's it. And ultimately, we're going to prove that he's not real, that God is really us. Mm-hmm. We are gods. Yeah.
People are saying that so much that we black people are gods.
Well, I'm telling you, that's a big mistake.
Just another distraction from the devil.
Yeah, it is. Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. For the time, Father, thank you for the opportunity to look at these things. You are telling us, man, don't give up any child. That's a way to never grow old. Your body will get old, but your mind, God, you can keep our minds and you can grant us understanding with you. Keep us humble, you keep us desiring and learning and growing and wanting to understand and having wonder in our eyes when we see something great. We don't have to grow old in the ways where you told us to remain children. Help us to remain children the way you say, but to be adult children, grown-up children, we face a wrong and sin, evil and service we're ready to serve. I pray your blessings upon us as we go forth. And maybe somebody to go back and look at the old Twilight Zone example and say, man, I'm going to kick the can, I'm going to play some jacks. I'm going to do the hand thing with the ladies. We're going to play. Never too old to play.
Yes.
Help us with all of these things. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you and keep you. Lesson 39 done. See you next time. By the way, tune in for the thing tomorrow, man. Hey, Black History program tomorrow. It's going to be good. It'll be good.